Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event. Fight fans worldwide, you've tuned into the #1 undisputed boxing podcast today. This is the Boxing Breakdown. Now, your heavy-handed, hard-hitting host, Mark Roxey.
What's up, what's up, what's up? This is your host, Mark Roxey, and you are listening to the Boxing Breakdown. What's up, what's up, what's up? I am here with my partner in crime and dear boxing aficionado, Mr. Harold Hunt. What's up, what's up, what's up, Harold?
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
I am good, I am good, I am good. And I am here also with Mr. Manny Rivera from Hard Hitting Promotions. What's up, Manny?
Hey, how you guys doing? Blessings.
Yeah, man, we're
for the privilege.
Yeah, we are good. We are good, and we are delighted to have you on the program. We also have the champ, yes, the champ himself, Mr. Christian Tapia. ¿Cómo estás, Christian?
Todo bien, gracias a Dios.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm good, man. It's good to see you. It's been a while since we saw you last. We saw you at that Mason Menard fight. It was pretty awesome. You did an incredible job. And congratulations again.
Él dice que gracias por estar, que hace un tiempito pues no ha podido platicar contigo. La última vez fue después de ese trabajo increíble que hiciste en tu última pelea con Mason Maynard. Y de nuevo, gracias por estar aquí con nosotros.
Gracias a ustedes.
Yes. So we want to chop it up with you a little bit. We know you have a big fight, and I'd love it if you could tell us a little bit about what you've got coming up, Manny. Let's talk about the December 4th event that you have at the Showboat Hotel in Atlantic City.
Once again, I mean, it's just a privilege, I would say all the time, not just sometimes, but all the time, God is good, and he has opened up the doors to hard-hitting promotions and has, privileged us to be able to host a 12-fight deal with the Showboat that has been nothing but accommodating, nothing but a pleasure to deal with. It's just been a pleasure to host professional boxing at the highest level at their facility. So we're honored and very thankful for that opportunity.
Yeah. So I guess what I wanted to ask you, Christian, is why don't you tell us a little bit about your opponent? What do you know about your opponent?
Cristian, te queremos preguntar unas preguntitas y una de las primeras preguntas es de tu oponente. ¿Qué tú sabes de tu oponente?
No, pues sé lo que es alto, sabe usar su distancia y tiene pegada. Eso es lo que sé de mi oponente.
The one thing I know for sure from my opponent is that he's tall. He knows how to use the distance, and he can punch.
Right. Absolutely. I studied some of the film on your opponent, and I would concur with that. So how has camp been going?
¿Cómo ha estado el entrenamiento para esta pelea?
He estado súper fuerte. Estamos entrenando y acoplándonos para el estilo que él va a traer. Y entrenamos fuerte siempre.
Okay.
Yeah, training's been, super intense. We've been working very hard on on studying our opponent and and doing what we need to do for him. And like I said, just training very, very hard for this fight.
Yeah, so Manny, what can the fans expect on December 4th? Tell us a little about what you got in store for the fans.
Just a wonderful card. Like I said, God is the catalyst of all of this. I'm just the instrument, right, that he uses this stuff together. And it's just a unbelievable card that we're so happy about. We're so joyful and privileged to be able to put together. Obviously, as the main event, you're speaking to the champ right now, is Christian Tapia against Iron Alvarez, which is another, undefeated prospect, 14-0 with 10 knockouts. Christian Tapia, as we all know, he's 12-0 with 11 knockouts. So someone's has to go. We're more than confident that, Christian Tapia's hands will be raised. And, we understand that it's going to be another stepping stone, another way for him to show the world that he's special, that God has an anointing with his name on it. And for us, the rest of the card is just, it just doesn't get it, downgraded. It only gets upgraded. We have Anthony Young.
Right. Who, by the way, on that note, I think we got him here. Let's see if we can add him in. Let's see I think he's here with us.
There you go.
Let's see. Oh, there he is. What's up? Anthony Young, the Juice. What's going on?
The Juice is in the house. What's up? Not much.
Yes, we got these two champs, both at a hard-hitting promotions. So, Juice, you got a big fight coming up.
I mean, yeah, if you want to say that. I mean, all fights are big, though.
That's right. That's why I said that. Because all fights are big. Even this one is big, right?
The next one is big.
Exactly. It's always the next one is always the biggest one. So, how's camp going?
It's going good. Got a new trainer, Dan Soto, who I think is going to bring a different element to me, tweak some things that I was doing wrong in the past. And he's just a real school guy. Like, he's like really a student of the game. He's been out of the game for a minute, but he's back now, and he got a good fighter.
Right. Well, that's that. Congratulations. That sounds very interesting. Tell me.
Also, not to cut you off, also still working with the team, Rasheem Jefferson. I get sparring from up there. My old trainer, Chino Rivas, gets sparring with Shenard Bunch and some of his fighters. So, it's still a collective team. I still work with them a lot.
Yes. Well, that's great sparring. I know the Shenard Bunch and that team, and I know you're getting top quality sparring for sure.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about who you're fighting. Do you know much about the opponent?
I mean, I always do my research on my opponent, so I know that he's 9-1. He got 6 knockouts, and he's definitely not to be taken lightly. He's from Puerto Rico, so the Puerto Rican boxing tradition is thick out there. So I know he's gonna come to fight and come to win. So but that's all I pretty much know about him. I'm not gonna say he fought people that he's supposed to knock out or anything like that. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. He's a good fighter. He's coming to win, but he's gonna run into a buzzsaw Saturday night.
Okay, I heard that. Hey, Harold, did you hear that? Buzzsaw.
Yes. Hey, Juice. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Yourself?
Little right-hand man right here. And I did a little research on you. And I want to throw this out there, man. You came back. You was losing on the cards, and you turned him off in the 4th round, your last opponent. That was really impressive.
Who, Saddam Ali?
Montalbano, Rafael.
Oh, Rafael Montalbano. Yeah.
Yeah. That was impressive because you saw, your shortcomings, and you decided to go ahead and finish it as it was. So he was ahead on the scorecard, and you came right back. That shows some really, really understanding of your opponent to allow those many rounds to go away, and then you turn off the light. So I'm very impressed with that.
Thank you.
So, Juice, so what can the fans expect from you on December 4th?
A win. I can't say how it's going to come. If I have to box, I'm going to box. If I have to bang, I'm going to bang. Whatever I have to do to get my hand raised at the end of the night. Because at the end of the day, that's all it's about is winning. I mean,
that's right.
If we don't get paid for overtime, if I can go in there and knock them out in the first round, I would love that. But, you know, things don't always work out that way. So my main goal is just to win. I mean, I refuse to – I know I've tasted defeat twice, so I know what it feels like, and I refuse to have that feeling again. So, you know, whatever I got to do to win, I'm going to win. I'm going to do to win.
Yeah, that's what's up. I was in the arena for your the fight with Todd Manuel, and I saw you going into all kinds of bags of tricks for that fight, and it was quite amazing to watch you work. I know the fans are going to really be treated to a spectacular performance by both of you and Christian Tapia. So, you know, I'm excited about the event. I'm excited about the opponents that you guys are facing because both of them are good opponents. And I'm sure it's going to be an outstanding event.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Christian.
Dime.
¿Está entrenando duro?
Estamos entrenando duro.
Sí, dímelo.
Estamos ahí entrenando duro para salir con la victoria.
Right. Manny, you want to...
So,
you know, go ahead. You
No.
want me to interpret?
Yeah.
So he just said that, you know, he's training very hard. He's training very hard, obviously, to come out with the victory.
Right. And
Hey, this is Harold again. I want to interject something to get the opportunity here. I want to ask Mr. Tapia something first, sir. Please translate. Mason Menard had an excellent record, 36-5, 25 knockouts. I mean, that was like a watershed fight for him. Can you ask him the record that Menard had, did that impact him at all, or he just knew he was going to win?
well, since Manny... Oh, Manny's there. There he is. Where are you, Manny?
Yeah. So I'm right here. I don't know if you can see me on screen, but I can see you guys.
I got you. Here you go.
Okay. Tapia, Christian, que él dice que pues el último oponente tuyo, Maynard, que tenía tremendo récord, un récord de 36 ganadas, 20 y pico por nocaut, solo 5 perdidas con campeones mundial. Ahora, si el récord de él te impactó en cómo tú pues llevaste a cabo para entrenar para la pelea, o tú sabías que tú ibas a ganar sí o sí.
No, sí, sabíamos que era un oponente fuerte me llevaba experiencia y muchas peleas de ventaja. Entrenamos súper fuerte, hicimos los ajustes para pelear con él, y ahora pues tengo de frente a Iron Álvarez y estamos haciendo el mismo entrenamiento, pero para Iron Álvarez.
Yeah, I understood that he was a tough opponent. You know, he had me by experience, he had me by amount of fights, opponents, et cetera. But, you know, we worked hard, and we did what we had to do to train for him and to get that victory. And it's no different than what I'm doing now. You know, I'm taking this fighter as serious as I took Maynard, and we're training very hard and doing the same thing to come up with the same, you know, results.
Well, Mr. Promoter, I must commend you on matching him that way, because that was a huge win. That has, you know, catapulted him in, you know, the casual's mind, as we all know who Menard was, and he turned him off. So, you know, if you matchmake that fight, I don't know, but you allowed it, you sanctioned it. So, hey, man, great work on that. So I look forward to his skill set. Obviously, it's pretty high.
Hey, Manny, I wonder if you could just share a little bit about the other fights on the card, just so that the fans can, the big Boxing Breakdown fans can hear what other fights you have going.
Sure. If you don't mind, Mark, I do want to answer Sarah. And hard hitting is a team. I mean, it's a family, it's a team. We all have collective say and know-how, right, on doing everything, including, and most importantly, the fighter. So, we understood what we had to do with Tapia. We understand that he wants to get to a certain level. So to get there, there's a road that you have to take, right, to get to that destination. So we went out, myself and my partner, Will Ruiz, which actually, if anybody gets the nod for that, would be him. He's the one who came up with the name and the idea, and it was spot on. We talked to Tapia, Christian, and his father, which is his head trainer, and the team, and everybody was under the same understanding that, this is the mountain we had to climb. Yeah, it seems, right? It seems like it was a David and Goliath, but we all know what David did, right? And that's exactly actually what ended up happening. So at the end of the day, God gets all the glory, and we just keep receiving all the rewards that he gives us. So when it comes to that was the mindset behind all of that. When it comes to Mark's question, with the rest of the card, like I was saying before we were honored with Juice's presence to the podcast, the card just keeps getting better after the main event. I mean, like I said, Juice said it himself. This is his biggest fight, as every other fight. I believe he has the skill set. He has the ability. I believe there's levels to this sport, which is what, we pray and hope that ends up being shown on December 4th, and for me, for my implementation and my belief is that Juice is on a whole other level, and he's going to show that. Some of the fans might not think so. The opponent might not think so. But, I would say unfortunate, right? But it's unfortunate that we live in a world that has to see to believe. But blessed are those that haven't seen and yet believe. Like, we know what's going to happen.
Right.
So, December 4th, you're going to see, that Anthony Young, that was no fluke what happened with in his last fight, and every other fight that he has surpassed. So this is just another stepping stone for me, in my eyes, for Anthony Young. And I'm sorry that I'm speaking for him because he's on the line on the podcast, but it just, that's what I see. The same thing I mean, it's just a blessing, and the car keeps going from there. We got Josh, which is a Puerto Rican kid out of Philly that is going to prove something in this fight. He's 5-0, has something to prove, and he's fighting another kid that I believe is 4-1. It's not an easy task for him. I mean, it just goes on and on, on this card. So it's just a blessing. I encourage everybody to come down to show, I'm sick. I'll tell you what I'm sick of. And I just want to put a plea out there. There's so many ways to enjoy this one card, but I hear this all the time. I'm pretty sure you guys hear it. That boxing is not the same. What's going on with boxing? It's not, boxing was the best in the 80s and in the 60s and in the 70s and in maybe to the early and mid 90s, but it's not the same. But I tell you, have you experienced these cards? And I'll tell you why. Because the reason why boxing in those days were so intense and popular, yes, everyone does it for the money. Because at the end of the day, that's what they do, and it is a way out. But at a certain level, it just becomes a business. At the level that these young men are, which the level of proof to the world that they belong, they are the future champion. They're here to prove something, and these kids are putting everything they have on these shows to show you that. These are the cars that are like the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, when there was pride and joy and hunger, and they see this as their way out, for not just for them, but for their families. So if you really want to see that, enjoy this event and enjoy all the other events that are happening in your surrounding areas, as I know that they happen all the time. And if for those that can't attend the show because they're maybe in a different state or in a different country, we are really going on a notch and putting up this as a small pay-per-view, for a reasonable amount, you could enjoy this talent. You could enjoy this level of fighting that I'm going to go out on a limb and guarantee that it's going to be better than 90% of the shows that you have watched on the huge networks, what quote unquote are the biggest networks. These are the cars that you say, wow, this should have been on the big networks. Well, you have an opportunity, and you can watch it on hard on Facebook. And if you can, but that can, I wouldn't miss this for the world. If you really want to watch boxing and you really want to watch that boxing that you believe your grandfather used to watch, this is it. This is it.
Right. So, Anthony, I have a question for you real quick. What does it mean to be fighting in Atlantic City yet again? That's your hometown, right?
It's my backyard, yeah.
Talk to me about that. Talk to me about what that feels like.
It feels good, man, being able to fight with you. This would be my 17, I believe either 16 or 17th time fighting at home. And it just gets, it's surreal because, you look in the crowd and you see familiar faces. I ain't got to look in the crowd like that. I don't know nobody in here. I see familiar faces, and I get to stay at home. I get to sleep in my bed the night before the fight.
Right.
I get to wake up to my woman, my kids, my mom. So it's heartwarming. And like I said, my fans drive me, especially when I'm in the ring. But I feel like I ain't got it, and they in there screaming.
Right.
Shut up. Sorry.
Is that your dog?
Yeah.
What kind of dog is that?
Huh?
What kind of dog?
Prussia Canarian.
Oh, nice. Man, you got all the creature comforts of home. You got your dog, you got your family, you got your wife, you got your girl, you got your mom, you got everything there. How perfect is that? And you're fighting in your hometown, bro.
For me, it's just another day at the office come fight night. I'm home. I'm not in the hotel. I ain't, everything is, if I got a day to win, if I got to do something to make weight or whatever the case is, I'm here. Everything's here. So it's just that much easier when you're fighting at home.
Right. Yo, Harold, what do you think of that?
I said, well, he got his wife and his girl. He got it going on. Boy.
Well, I'm sorry. That was a Freudian slip. That was a Freudian slip. Juice, no disrespect. That and please.
No disrespect, Juice. I saw that right hand come across there. I don't want to feel it.
I don't want your missus coming after me at the fight because Harold Hunt and I will be at ringside calling the fight. So,
she probably got a nice right hand too. You know what I'm saying? But really, man, that's great. The comfort of home. But I do want to ask Mr. Tapia a question. I want to get it translated over there to him. I want to know what he does well. What is his forte? What is his? I've seen the tape. But I want to know what he does, what he believes is his best attribute.
Christian, él está preguntando que él quiere saber qué es tu mejor como instrumento. ¿Qué es tu mejor instrumento? ¿Qué es lo que tú dices que tú haces? Entre todas las cosas que tú haces, ¿qué es lo mejor, el instrumento más peligroso tuyo?
Me dice el gancho de izquierda al hígado, pero yo uso de todo. Pero la última pelea, pues ha terminado con el gancho al hígado.
He said, I have all my tools. I think are great. Everything that I work on and I do is great. But that left hook to the body has just been working for me. For my last couple of fights, it's been a tool that is very, very effective in my arsenal.
You know what? You bring up a great point, because that was the tool that he used against Mason Menard for sure. I mean, that was the tool that took Menard out, if I recall. Is that correct?
Correct. I mean, that was the tool that finished them, as I remember. And you could always look back into the tapes, but it was the right hand. If we look back, that set it all up. It was the right hand to the head that really brought him going backwards, and then that uppercut and left hook to the body was that finishing combination. But to Christian and what he stated, that left hook to the body is been a key factor in his arsenal.
Right, and then Juice. I mean, what are your weapons of choice?
My weapons of choice, I would say the left hook to the body as well. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest. My weapon of choice is my dog. It's my dog. But no matter what, if I'm gonna look across the ring and just say, you don't want this more than me. Right. My will is my weapon of choice. My will. I'm gonna outwill you, and I'm a dog. Like I said.
Wow, that's powerful. Yeah, I mean, will is one of the most powerful things in a boxing match, and that's real powerful that you said that, because not everybody, everybody has will to get in there, but once they get hit, not everybody has the will to continue.
Yeah, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face.
That's right out of textbook Mike Tyson right there.
It sure is.
Perfect. Perfect.
That's cliche in boxing.
So I was just wondering, Manny, I don't know if you really covered the other fights that are going to be on the card. If you'd like to just share that one more time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, it's just a packed card. Desmond Lucas is another fighter that's going to be on the card. That young man out of New York, and he's another soon to be a star in the boxing game. He's 4-0. I mean, could do it all. Big 147 pounder, 6 feet tall. Lanky, could throw a jab, unbelievable. Just another notch to this unbelievable card. Like I said, it's just on, and for any information, anything that you want to see on this upcoming card, just visit us at Hard Hit Promo on any of the platforms. You see the card, you see everyone that's fighting, the matchups that are there. I mean, everyone on this card is a competitive fight. Obviously, as you heard me speaking earlier, I'm gonna be always, and I would, people would say biased towards, the fighters that are part of hard hitting promotions. I don't call it bias. I call it that, I just believe in my family and my fighters. Like, they believe in what I'm doing for them, and what, my partner Will is doing for them, and what the whole hard hitting team is doing for them. So, but we all have a job to do, and my job is to, to be able to put them in position to get to their goal and destination, and their job is to prove that they belong in that, in that level that they want to get to. So collectively, our partner Will does. He's just blessed in what he does and putting the right fighters in front of them. Me, I just, like I said, I always say this, that I'm just a tool. I do whatever needs to be done. And, and those that know me, those that are a part of hard hitting, those that have been a part of the people involved in hard hitting, they know. I'm not above anything. I'll go clean the toilets if that's what needs to be done.
That's right.
And I'm serious about that. I'm a part of anything that needs to be done. So these athletes achieve what their dreams and aspirations are.
Yes.
That's what I need to do. I'm here to serve,
Yes.
I always say this to everyone, and whether you believe it or not, the God knows what's in my heart, but none of this is mine. I might be one of the faces of hard hitting, but this is not mine. This is a avenue, a tool that God has blessed me with. So, collectively with everyone that's involved, including you two gentlemen, because you two gentlemen are going to play a big part in the next event. So, everyone is a collective, part of the success, the vision, the path that hard hitting is taken to give fruit to the world. One of the things that I like the most, I was just talking to somebody about this. One of the things that gives me the most joy in today's day and age of what it is that we do, is that when you come to a showtime, when you come to a hard hitting event, you see all types of races, all types of genders. You see all types of different religions, where there are Christians and Muslims and Jews, and it's just a melting pot. And as soon as you walk in through those doors, everybody's one, as it's intended to be. Nobody's this or nobody's that. Nobody, everyone is in one, what I call oneness, in enjoying what they all love at once. You see, the Caucasian guy high-fiving the African-American, and the Puerto Rican high-fiving the Jewish guy, and so on and so forth. And that's what it's about. It's about enjoying something that we love together, and everything else is just left at the door. And
certainly,
that's
it's entertainment. Manny, it's entertainment at its best. It's going to be an outstanding card. Ladies and gentlemen, December 4th, Saturday night, Boardwalk Boxing, series number 4, live pay-per-view on Facebook at Hard Hitting Promotions. This event is going to be held at the Showboat Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and it will feature, as the main event, Christian Tapia and Iron Alvarez, and the co-main event is Anthony Young and Luis Sanchez. It's going to be outstanding, people. You don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, if you miss it, you miss it. Boy, it's going to be great. And let me get Young back in here. I just want to have you all in here at the same time and just say that I wish you all luck. And not that you need luck, but I hope that the event is absolutely incredible for you, Manny, and for the fans. I know they're going to be treated to a spectacular performance. And Harold Hunt and I will be at ringside. We're going to be jazzed up. We're going to be pumped up, and we'll be calling the fights. So we're super excited about that.
Thank you.
Anthony,
Yeah, absolutely.
Godspeed. Have a great night, and I'm sure we'll see you at the weigh-ins. Same thing, Christian Tapia. See you at the weigh-ins. Look forward to it. Harold Hunt, Manny Rivera, thank you guys so much for being on the program, and we'll see you the next time on the Boxing Breakdown.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. Peace. Well, that's it. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Boxing Breakdown. This podcast is released each week on Thursday. Check out the live stream of the broadcast on YouTube. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Boxing Breakdown. You can also download this podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Cast. This broadcast was brought to you by the Roxey Sports Entertainment Management and Advisory Services. Until next time, peace and love.